You're watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Minley.
Hello and welcome. A big week this week. Baseball tries to open the season again. Softball tries to do the same thing, hopefully. And you know what? It's rivalry week.
It's rivalry week. I think everybody's going to play this week. Let's make that prediction.
Doubtful.
Mother Nature, who knows. Griffon basketball on the road all week, and the trip begins this Wednesday in Northwest.
Yeah, Brett Weiberg and company coming off a 1-1 week. And before we look ahead to Northwest and Lindenwood, let's look back.
Wednesday, the Maniacs out in full force. Griffon Hoops coming off a 34-point loss at Missouri Southern last Saturday, trying to rebound against last-place Lincoln. Brett Weiberg wired up for the night.
It's a great job moving the basketball. Great job. Switch guard on guard. High-low, son. Sit down. Sit down. Move. If they're that close together, you can set in the gap and guard them both.
His team taking the intensity and running with it. Literally, Trez Colbert to Ryan Devers around the world. Devers had a game-high 24, but the Griffs just getting warmed up, and it helps when Lincoln fails to play any defense at all. Charlie Marquardt to Colbert. It's that easy. Colbert had 16, Griffs by 12 early. This guy says, I can do that. No, you probably can't. Actually, you probably could against Lincoln. Griffin's running fast break drills against Lincoln. Devers to Hans Thun, it's too easy. Griffs open the game on a 36-16 run. This girl blowing kisses. Meanwhile, the Griffins continue to blow by the defense. Darion Jones off the backdoor cut. Griffs go to the half with a 51-30 lead. Intensity level still high.
Ty, sit down. Gap it. There you go. Good.
Things still really easy, though. The Griffins shot a season-high 66% from the field. It helps when you have high percentage shots. Jones had 15 points, 3 dunks on the night. Griffs by 26. Coach Weiberg, your thoughts?
Play the game the right way. Play the game like you're up 30 with 7 to go. You would never take a bad shot.
I'll ask and you shall receive. Marquardt, that's a good look. He chipped in 14 points. Griffs had 6 in double figures, and they destroy Lincoln. 99-71 the final. The Blue Tigers fall to 2-17 on the season. Griffs are 9-10 and did what they set out to do.
I thought the kids came mentally ready to play, and I am proud that they carried over the game plan.
Yeah, there were a lot of open looks, but we just wanted to make sure instead of just taking a good shot, we would get a great shot.
Saturday, the Missouri Western men welcoming Lindenwood University from the east side of the state. Lions winless on the road this season. Griffs trying to keep it that way. This is a good start off the steal. Darion Jones, Trez Colbert, thank you very much. Western with an early 4-point lead. But the final minutes of the half, all Lindenwood. They go on a 9-0 run. Michael Booz, 3 from one side. Tyler Russell, 3 from the other side. Lions up 9. Just before the half, Ryan Devers trying to beat the buzzer. He's quick enough to do it. He had a team-high 17 points, 9 rebounds. Griffs down 32-25 at the break. Second half, Lions continue to knock down big shots. Darius Smith had a game-high 24 points. Lions up 11 with 6 minutes to play, but the Griffins make a late run. Charlie Marquardt gets the board, then gets a 3-point play. He had 15 points. It's a 4-point game. Fast forward, 30 seconds to go. Griffs down 6. Darion Jones cuts the lead in half. It's now a 3-point game with 24 ticks remaining. Cinderella on hand, wishing for a Western miracle. She just might get it on the inbound. The Griffins force the turnover. The ball is loose. Devers gets it, swings it to a Darius Fulton. Great look on the line, but short. Clock strikes midnight on a comeback, and Western comes up short. 66-64 the final. Griffins were dominated on the glass and at the free throw line. They fall to 9-11 overall, 4-8 in MIAA play.
It's definitely not ideal for us to be down 7 at halftime, and then we made a great push, but it just felt like we were clawing back the whole time, and we just couldn't quite get it done.
We didn't get out. We didn't get our transition buckets. We missed a lot of open threes. We took a few bad open threes, and so therefore it's hard to generate points.
I don't really feel we were flat. You know, it was just some key possessions that we didn't, we didn't get the basket or a stop. But we just have to bounce back. Get ready for Northwest.
And joining us now in the flesh, head coach Brett Weiberg. We talked about the games last week that we just saw there. Let's look ahead now. Just move right ahead. Northwest. Got to go there on Wednesday, 16-5 overall, 11-1 in the MIAA. They are tops in the league, and your first taste of the rivalry. So a lot of intangibles going into that.
There are. I'm really looking forward to the game. We're going to try to put a game plan together over the next 2 practices and film sessions and everything that we do in order to try to give ourselves an opportunity to compete and win that basketball game. I think the biggest thing is I'm just looking forward to the rivalry, looking forward to the competition, looking forward to the environment. and looking forward to seeing our kids compete in that type of setting. And it's not just kind of a rivalry. I think it's the real deal. And so from that respect, it's always going to be just a little bit more emotion going in, and a little bit more riding on it than other games, simply because of the rivalry.
You've got a good point guard in Ryan Devers, and they've got a very good point guard in Deshaun Cooper, and it starts there.
They do. It starts with Cooper. He kind of has the ball in his hands quite a bit right now, but he's not the only guy that can hurt you. You know, they've got an all-league guy in the middle in Starsdale. They've got a couple guys that can really shoot it when they're open from the 3 line. They have 2 guys coming off the bench with some size. So I think what they'll do is they'll go right at Charlie and go right at Janan and see how we can defend that. And then obviously Cooper is going to do he's going to try to do what he does, and we're going to try to have to put a few things in to try to slow him down.
You go to Northwest on Wednesday. You could rematch with Lindenwood on Saturday. Probably a little bit different perspective. If you win Saturday as a coach, you hate having to play them again 7 days later. But coming off the loss, probably looking forward to getting a chance at that.
No better time than now. Might as well go back and try to get that thing back. And so it'll be a challenge. It's on the road. They're a solid team. They're going to do whatever they got to do to try to play the game the way they want it played. And but again, as far as the timing of it, I would say with that particular game, there's no better time than go right back down there. And
do you game plan that differently, or do you just think you didn't execute?
Yeah, I think we'll have to adjust a little bit in our game plan. And at the same time, I think we'll just have to do kind of what we did and do it a little bit better.
Well, some adjustments I make, but I don't make a lot because I know people like it. Is Easley's Tantalizing Trio. Along with that, it's time for Weiberg's Wit.
I know Weiberg loves both of those.
He does. He likes them all. And, you know, dessert today, we're featuring anything flambé. So anything on fire, we will serve to you.
We did that 2 weeks ago.
Well, but this is a wide variety. It was just Cherry's Jubilee 2 weeks ago. Today, it's anything you'd like to have flambé. So
all right.
People need to get to know Coach Weiberg a little bit better. So, Brett, I've got some questions that really don't relate to anything. But to my first one, kind of along the lines of the series of questions. Waiter comes to the table and asks soup or salad. What are you having?
A salad.
I'm definitely soup. There's one thing we differ on right there.
That's
Brett Weiberg, you walk out of here into the hallway and there's a dollar bill laying there. Do you lean over and pick it up, or do you act like, oh my goodness, there's a camera on me, I'm just going to walk right by because that's what they want me to do is pick it up?
I would pick it up.
We'd pick it up.
You put it in your pocket or give it to charity?
I would look around and make sure there wasn't someone, you know, that needed it worse than me. But if there's no one around, I'd probably put it in my pocket.
Okay. At least you've pulled the.
I would pick it up as well. Brett, this question's probably a little bit late, but I think it is relevant. We just left the Christmas holiday season. I guess this goes for any gifts. Do you wrap your own? Does somebody else wrap it? Do you pay somebody to do that?
The only one that I would wrap would be Christie's.
Okay.
Because that would be probably the only one that I would buy. Christy
Weiberg handles the gift giving, wrapping,
yes. Christy
and
handles
everything
the
else
gift
Christmas
wrapping.
related.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
She does it all. Okay.
She does it.
Don't you feel like you know Brett Weiberg so much better now?
Yeah, you know that whole dollar thing. That's very noble. You know, I just. Well,
I would pick it up.
I would
one
pick
way
it
or the
up
other. I would pick it up.
I'm a little disappointed by that answer. I thought she would pick it up and just go to the.
Does it make it different if it was a $50 bill? Would you search
you would
harder?
try to figure out. You try to figure out whose it is.
Well, see, now I would rather pick up the $50 bill and put it in my pocket. That would be more. I would be more apt to do. I guess we just all differ on personalities here.
Oh, what a bad man you are.
I'm a bad person.
Obviously.
You're a good person. Let's get 2 good wins this week.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
That would be good.
Looking forward to it.
That's Brett Weiberg. We'll be right back.
We're a spine and sport, and unfortunately I tore my ACL. It's unique in the way that they don't just fix the problem that you have, they fix the problem that caused the problem that you have. Fred's very knowledgeable about the entire injury and all the causes and things you can do right now to prevent it from happening in the future. The SwimX is a very unique piece of equipment, and this is the only place in St. Joe that has one, and so that was specifically why I sought Spine and Sport out. And in there you can do pretty much everything you can't do on land because you don't have your full body weight. So you're allowed to jump, you're allowed to run, you're allowed to do presses and kick your legs and do things to strengthen all your muscles that you wouldn't normally be able to do on land with all your body weight. I would recommend Spine and Sport to anybody from your average athlete to your professional athlete to someone who's just been injured and even a car wreck and needs to get healthy.
After a rough stretch to start the new year, the Missouri Western women have found their footing.
Yeah, the Griffons head to Northwest Wednesday with momentum on their side. They've won 4 out of 5, including a 2-0 week last week. Wednesday, the Missouri Western women trying for the 3rd win in 4 games, trying to get it against former Griffon player Nicole Collier and Lincoln. The Blue Tigers winless in the MIAA this season. The Griffons smell blood in the water. Their defense completely shut down the visitors. Lincoln went a stretch of more than 22 minutes without a field goal in this game. Western took a 22-12 lead to halftime. The problem here is the Griffons don't really score that much either, but they knocked down enough on this night. Sharnice Lewis, stop and pop. She had 10 points. Griffs by 14 at this point. Rob Ebbison not comfortable yet. Hell, he should be. The defense continued to just be spectacular. Tiffany Abrams, the steal, forces one of Lincoln's 24 turnovers. She finishes. The Griffins shot just 31% for the game, but you know what? That's okay, especially when you hold the other team to 17% shooting. Western walks away with a 42-28 victory, and we set some records here. Those 28 points, the 3rd fewest points ever allowed by a Missouri Western team, the fewest points ever allowed in an MIAA game by a Missouri Western team, and the 42 points scored are the fewest points ever scored by a Missouri Western team in a victory. Take a second and let that one sink in.
It's a record, you know, it's a positive record. It's you know, you're holding someone defensively to a miserable night. We held them to 17% field goal shooting. So, but to hold someone to 28 points in this conference says a lot about our alertness and just the effort our kids put into defense.
Saturday, the Griffon women preparing for action against Lindenwood. That's a good way to get things going. Griffin's coming out strong. Tiffany Abrams scored the game's first 6 points, had 14 on the day. Griffs opened the game on an 8-0 run and firing on all cylinders. Sharnice Lewis on fire early. Western goes to halftime with a 38-20 lead. They only scored 42 total points in their win over Lincoln Wednesday. This kid has zero interest in any of that information or this game. But this game far from over. Lindenwood slows the Griffs with a zone in the second half, and the Lions then start scoring at will. They unleash a 31-13 run out of the break. This and one ties the game at 51 with 4:40 to play. This guy's still not interested. Rob Edmondson a little more interested. Asking his team, where's your heart? Well, they respond, and here's the answer. Lanisha Lawrence, tough reverse, that's big. Puts the Griffs up 2. A minute later, Quenisha Lockett battling for the board. Fights her way through the D. She had 17 points, 9 rebounds. Griffs by 4. Final minute, it's a 2-point game. Shot clock winding down. Lewis just barely beats the buzzer. That's money. She had 17 points. Finally, we have interest. Mild interest. Griffins hold on and scrape out a 65-62 victory. They improved to 9-10 overall, 4-8 in MIAA play. A big win and an entertaining game. Maybe a little too entertaining.
It was a roller coaster. That's what it was.
They fought back into it, you know, got it tied up, and it could have went either way. We had a character timeout and just said, hey, we'll find out how tough we are right now, because this game is going to get decided, and whoever's toughest last 4 minutes, our kids find a way to pull it out.
The first couple that I hit was good, and then, you know, second half I didn't hit too many, but at the end, whenever we needed it.
Hit the one that counted.
Yeah, I needed that one, so it felt good.
And joining us now, head coach Rob Edmondson. You know, coming off that win on Saturday, you had kind of a gut check moment and a timeout. We talked about that a little bit in the post game, but your girls responded. You kind of questioned their heart a little bit, and they responded. That's good to see, because I think we kind of wondered there where the killer instinct was, and they turned it on.
Yeah, I was very pleased. You know, we had a great lead at half, and obviously we haven't had a lot of those leads at half, and so we're not accustomed to having it, so we didn't hold on to it and didn't value it like I would like to. But the game got tied up at 51, and we had a timeout there. We said, well, we're going to find out a little bit about ourselves right now, and I thought the kids really responded and did enough good things down the stretch to protect our home floor, so I was really proud of that.
You're 2 games into this 9-game stretch and 2 for 2, but now we got to go back on the road. And rivalry game Wednesday night. You see Northwest Missouri State. You can always throw the records out in that game. And then Lindenwood on Saturday. Just talk about the week ahead.
Well, it's going to be a tough week. You know, you look across the conference and everybody's protecting their home floor. Road wins are hard to get for everybody. Even the top tier teams are having a hard time winning on the road. like you said, Northwest, throw the records out. It is what it is. You got to go in there, and that's going to be a tough battle. And then to turn right around and play a team that you just beat on your home floor 7 days earlier.
Do you like that? Don't like that?
That's terrible. It's absolutely horrible scheduling. I mean, obviously we have nothing to do with scheduling, but we do that with Northwest in the same aspect. We'll play Northwest and then turn around and play them again here in another 10, 12 days. And I just don't think that it's disappointing to get that time of the year. Your last 7 or 8 games are crucial for everybody, whether you're chasing a conference championship or trying to get in the tournament. And just to turn around and play teams back to back in that frame, I don't understand why can't you find spacing at some point over the course of 4.5 months of basketball.
Well, it's my favorite part of the segment, Rob, and I know it's yours.
I think this whole segment's been our favorite part of the segment,
It's
hasn't
been,
it?
yeah.
The stuff that you're not going to see because we've cut half of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. What's the food today?
We're into February, and our soup today is steak. You like steak soup? Yeah, it's thicker steak soup with the peas and the carrots and the green beans. That's our soup. Tantalizing Trio sounds like
I've had
a
it,
menu.
but I mean, like we're getting ready to get it right now.
Don't you listen to what he says every week? Let's
He never watches it. Oh, yes. We have to ask questions. Rob,
so he should know. Just tunes you up.
I've kind of gone into themes with my line of questioning in the Tantalizing Trio, and I must ask you a line of. Let's wrap up the Super Bowl. Not what happened on the field, but what happened on and around the game. You saw it start to finish, right? Did you see the coin toss in Joe Namath?
Yeah.
We all know he's had some issues before. Was he tipsy during that toss, or was that an honest
Well, I
mistake?
don't think there was any doubt. But I love the fur coat.
Fur was great. He wore that in the 70s.
There was a lot of fur on that coat. But I thought it was a great catch by the official to hop in. Because, I mean, he acted like if it hit the ground, like you had to cancel the game or something, like you couldn't start over.
He almost dove for it.
Everything went downhill from the coin flip.
Boy, it did, especially that opening snap. Let's fast forward to halftime. Bruno Mars, was that worth the price of admission or not?
That was absolutely horrible.
On a side note, was he ever a part of the Red Hot Chili Peppers? What was the significance of that song?
I don't know.
Because I'm not a music connoisseur, so that's probably a dumb question.
I was impressed that the Chili Peppers had the courage to come out with no shirts on in 38-degree weather, though.
And they're 51. They're older than you.
That
and they
shows some well, they can still not wear shirts at my age. You don't want to see that from me.
And finally, big part of the game, the commercials. Just give us an all in all. Were they good, and what was your favorite?
Again, I thought the commercials were just a notch above the level of play during the game. It was just poor. There were two that I liked. I liked the Doritos commercial, and I don't know if.
Do you like Doritos too?
I'm okay with Doritos, but I thought that was a cute commercial.
Okay.
And then the big dog head commercial where they bred the two dogs together and I thought that was hilarious. But outside of that, it was pretty much an uneventful.
We give the
4.5
Super Bowl
hours
2 thumbs down.
Yeah. Siskel Ebert.
Yeah.
Rob Evison, always Mr. Positivity. We always love hearing it.
How about 2 thumbs up with 2 wins this week?
Hey, 2 thumbs up. Yeah, we're rolling 4 out of 5. Let's get another one. It's Northwest.
6 out of 7. Yeah, let's do that. We'll be right back.
Leg bone, your leg bone connected to you. Knee bone, your knee bone connected to you. Thigh bone down here, the butt of the bone.
It's all connected.
Connected to you. Hip bone, your hip bone connected to you. Backbone, your backbone connected to you. Shoulder bone down here, the butt of the bone.
Power equals 2 times the gravitational constant times mass over the radius from the center of mass.
What'd you say?
Train like the pros and jump.
While the weather is what it is outside, Missouri Western Golf is staying sharp inside. The Griffons have invaded the Griffon Indoor Sports Complex. They've got all they need: putting greens, mock courses, and first-year Griffon coach Greg Dillon has taken both the men's and women's teams and morphed them into one collective unit. That's been a welcome change for all involved.
It's definitely kind of transformed into the Missouri Western golf team rather than the men's and the women's, which I'm fine with that.
We've become a lot closer with all the boys since we started doing workouts together, and obviously hitting tonight, we're always together.
They're practicing hard. They've got a good work ethic, and we all know that in golf, you can improve.
Both Griffon golf teams open up their spring schedule in early March.
Griffon baseball was supposed to open up shop last weekend in Arkansas. The weather said no. So they'll try to open up the shop this weekend again in Arkansas. The defending 2013 MIAA champions are picked second in the 2014 MIAA Conference preseason poll behind Central Missouri. We talked to Buzz Verduzco last week here on the show about expectations. He says it's a different team, and this group wants to forge its own identity.
There's a target on our back, but at the same time, we don't talk about it because we're really not worried about it. We're going to go out there and compete every game, and we're going to win games by pitching and playing defense, and our offense will be there.
We're going to rely more on small ball and a little bit more strategic as far as bunting and moving guys over.
Success to me would be getting to that regional again. You know, I want to win the playoffs, win the league again, and I think this team can do it for sure.
Well, the Griffons scheduled south at Arkansas Tech on Saturday and Sunday. Griffons softball, meanwhile, scheduled to open its season this Friday in Durant, Oklahoma, in the Southeastern Oklahoma State Classic. Of course, that's weather permitting.
What, Superstorm Maximus sounds like more like a superhero than it does a weather pattern. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Coach Jen Bagley-Trotter's group has also picked second in the MIAA preseason poll, behind defending national champion Central Oklahoma. The 2014 Griffons have an interesting balance of experience and youth coming into the season.
You know, I think our expectations, as they always are and should be, are high.
We had a great season last year, just in our expectations, it wasn't that great.
Last year we were 38-16, and in going back through the numbers, 7 of those games were lost by 1 run. I definitely see more competitiveness on this team than I've seen in a while, and it's exciting. We are returning a pretty important core group of girls on the team. You know, when you think about those 4 seniors, they've seen a lot of innings.
We are super close. We've been here from the beginning. We've had a lot of experience playing.
We don't want it to end.
And of course, Jackie Bishop back in the circle.
I mean, we have the best pitcher in the conference.
You know, Jackie's an All-American. She's been a 3-time first-teamer All-MIAA, Pitcher of the Year in the conference, all-time strikeout leader at Missouri Western. She's had a really good career. You know, this is the year for her to back that pitching ability with the ability to just raw compete.
I thought a lot about it, and I'm nervous for this year, but since it's our last year, I'm just trying to relax, and you know what, just go out with whatever I have left, and hopefully it gets us as far as we can go, and you know, just keep adding to what I've already built.
We have 9 upperclassmen and then 9 freshmen. So it's an interesting mix.
Do you feel like you guys have more power just in numbers and strength in numbers to make it easier?
Kinda. So I feel like a grandma sometimes.
There's a good group of those freshmen that are doing their job and pushing the seniors and the upperclassmen, and that's exactly what this team needed.
Because I mean, they're all eager to prove themselves, and we're eager to not let them outdo us, so which is a healthy thing. I think it's good competition.
A couple of us freshmen are just going to have to come in and get it done. Like, we're not going to have a year to wait, a year to get, you know, some experience under our belt. We're just going to have to come right in and be ready to do it.
I think we want more of a conference championship. We haven't really earned it outright, and I think for the most part that is something that would be nice to have before we graduate here. And you know, if we get that, then who knows what we can go on to do, and a national title is definitely in the future.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on breathing.
That's a deep subject. Deep breathing, that is. Okay, we're back with Alex with the girls basketball team to talk about ACL prevention and how to use video analysis to help prevent that knee injury. You know, landing and jumping over and over in basketball, a lot of stress on the knee. We see a higher instance of ACL injuries in female athletes. We want to help them prevent those ACL injuries by teaching them how to land, how to decelerate before they then accelerate. So video analysis is very helpful. We're going to use a high-tech app on our iPad called Kinesio Capture to help us analyze frame by frame Alex's knee angles to help prevent ACL injuries. So we're going to get started. Alex steps up on that plyo box and she's going to get down into a squat position and she's going to jump up and land. And as she does that, we look at those knee angles. Now she's going to get back up. This time, not only is she going to land, but she's going to do a reaction jump. So she's going to land and then immediately go up for the rebound. So that gives us the opportunity to not even look at her static landing skills, but how is she going to react? and we draw these angles at her knee. What we're looking for is that her knee angle does not cave in. That's called valgus. We don't want that knee angle to cave in. We're looking for numbers somewhere between 190 degrees and 210 degrees. We don't want to see that number fall below 180. We want to improve that core strength so that knee is supported. Alex does a great job. Her knee angles are good. She's in the 200 range here. Alex has got a strong core. She's landing well. She's ready to go out and play. She's ready to train like the pros at Spine and Sport.
Now David Bass is going to sling him to the ground, his second sack in this football game.
Spine and Sport treatment with Fred, his methods are extremely different from anybody I've ever been with because he takes your injury and breaks it down to a T. I came here right after I had my bone spur surgery for my left foot. He broke my body down, so he kind of went in and took it step by step from my hips down to my knees, to my calves, to my ankles, and fixed everything. I recommend Spine and Sport because of Fred. He has a passion for his athletes and getting people back to where they need to be.
Well, it's become an unofficial national holiday of sorts. National Football Signing Day is this Wednesday. High school football recruits from all across the country make their college commitments official. Which ones are coming to Missouri Western? Well, you can check out GoGriffons.com for the entire list of 2014 Griffon commits. Big day on Wednesday with that.
A lot going
Western
on,
Northwest up in Maryville.
I'm ready. How about you? Rivalry week?
Did you
Guess
literally just come up from the floor or behind the desk?
I'm not going to go there.
Okay, I don't know why you were there,
Boy.
but see your hands looking good.
Boy, it looks great. What great job there.
Breaking that kid's jaw.
Go shovel my driveway, would you? Oh wait, you can't do that either.
You know what? We can't argue this week because it is rivalry week.
It's time to come together, isn't it? Yes,
so are you ready for
time to band
Northwest?
together. Bobby Bearcat's got nothing on you, does he?
Did that hurt?
Oh,
you just hit the table with the broken hand. You're a liar, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, that lawsuit. I think I know who the winner's going to be of that one.
Yeah, this show just gets stupider every week.
It's zany, isn't it?
That's GSI.
Who could dream this? Yeah, let's wear gold. Go Griffs.
The cult of personality.